What's going on, people? I am back. I have returned from the dead to rise to host another show of Intermission. You know who it is. It's Marcus Griffin. I'm back. I've returned. The teacher life, the struggle. It has consumed me, but I'm still living. It's Marcus Griffin. You know where to find me on Facebook at Marcus Griffin. Check out the podcast at Intermission Pod on Facebook, Intermission Podcast on Instagram. And I'm joined here with the lovely Erlene.
Hello. Welcome back. We've missed you.
Welcome back. Like that May song.
I was thinking about Welcome Back Carter, but
I'm
old, so.
That's
but
good.
no,
That's good. I mean, it rolls.
We've missed y'all so much. We haven't recorded. It's our first show for September.
It's been a while.
And we have some other changes coming. We'll probably talk about that a little bit later on in the show. But welcome back. We welcome you back. I know y'all have missed us. We have not been here, but hopefully we'll have some good movie news for all of you. You can follow me on Facebook and Instagram at Shall We Proceed Podcast. That is shall_we_proceed_podcast. And the same thing for Facebook. That is you. That's why you can follow me.
You said it so smooth, like
shall.
Shall. I can't even repeat it. It was so smooth.
Shall_we_proceed. Yeah.
To give you what you need. Yeah.
Hey,
but I want to give a shout out to my boy David Andrews, the Cajun out west. He got in an article of Voyage, that's talking about his cooking, and I get so envious of those people that know how to cook. I mean, you can just literally take out going out to eat because he's like, I can cook that but better.
Yeah,
I literally go out to eat because I can't cook better than Papa
does.
That's
an honor. They wrote an article on it. That's cool.
It's cool. Beautiful. Check out his food, the Cajun out west. You'll enjoy it. Gumbo is fire. So it's getting. Hopefully it gets cold sometime soon.
Oh, before we get going though, make sure you share this post.
Got to
share this stream. Let's get some people loving Intermission once again. Share the love. Also, let's shout out to our other host, Howard. He couldn't be here today.
Sick.
He's sicky poo. Sicky poo.
Pitiful. Ain't that pitiful? Sicky poo.
Sick poo.
Oh.
Much love, though. Much love.
But yeah, what are we starting off with today?
I mean, there's not much in the movie news, and we've all been slackers when it comes to entertainment because life is happening real hard right now.
Yeah.
But what's cool is in the news today, the Wu-Tang series dropped on Hulu.
Okay.
That's awesome. I think it's going to be a really good series. There's an article out right now critiquing the first 3 episodes of the show. What I like about it is Wu-Tang's been on a major high for the past few years. They did their 25th anniversary concerts and stuff like that.
Did you watch the Showtime doc of them?
Yeah.
That was good. That was good. That gave me a peek of who they are, and I didn't really know who they were.
Oh, I love Wu-Tang.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Know their story about, the little undercuts that might have happened.
So I'm excited about this series, completely excited about this. And also... What did I have as movie news? What I got?
I mean, that's always...
That's all of it.
Well, that's important. Y'all need to check for that as well as check out that All American is coming back. That's
okay,
my show.
cool.
I'm so glad that show finally coming back. Cool. But there's not a lot. In my opinion, it's nothing, no movie news that moves the needle.
Nothing new at all. Nothing new's happening. I know nothing in movie news that happened recently is that one movie Hilary Swank had coming out called The Hunt.
We haven't seen her in a while.
I was really... Well, she has a movie on Netflix called I Am Mother.
Is it good?
It's a sci-fi. Yeah, it's okay.
Okay. She's getting paid.
She's getting paid. Netflix paying a lot of actors. Ooh. But there's a movie called The Hunt that was due to come out later on this year that got pulled by the studios. And also President Trump was speaking about it because of all the mass shootings happening right now. And what the subject is about that movie, which I don't really agree with pulling it for those reasons, they canned the movie. The movie was done. Like, they already had a trailer out in July for the movie.
Cool. And as a creator, as well as a, what I'm going to say, the studio head that's pushing the movie, I'll be mad.
Yeah.
Because it's like, yeah, this is going on, but my movie still, doesn't push the weight of like what's still going on.
Right.
I know times are sensitive, but I'm just like, yo, you can't silence everybody.
They pulled it because of, we've had how many mass shootings the past 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and they pulled it. And the trailer came out before everything started popping out, before El Paso. And I was really excited about it and to be ready for this movie, but they totally just they pulled it. So hopefully it'll come out on an underground
like
situation.
Netflix, hopefully on Netflix. You know, they'll pick up anything.
But I don't. They want to can it. But my thing is this. This is what. Now you're going into. You have your freedoms of entertainment and freedom of how you do things. So you pull this movie because of the content, right? But think about John Wick.
Yeah.
1, 2, and 3. Think about what I just watched the other day, Hobbs and Shaw. You think about all these things that have nothing but shooting and killing in it.
And it's more cartoony, you know, it's more of a like a ha, you know.
So, but it's still shoot it up.
Exactly.
So are you going to pull everything? So are you going to pull TV shows?
That's true. And there's a whole bunch of TV shows that show that.
We have to be sensitive to the situation and compassionate and empathetic and all those things. But you cannot can all entertainment because of now if the movie was based on a mass shooting, that's different. There's a movie that came out a few years ago based on a book called We Need to Talk About Andrew or John. I can't remember what it is. And the young kid in the book did a mass killing at his high school with a bow and arrow, and it was based off of a book. And it has the guy who plays what's his name, who plays Flash right now in DC.
Ezra Miller.
Yeah, he was in it, and it was based on a book about a kid who was mentally, who knows, and he killed his high school friends in school.
Man, that's crazy. That
came out almost like 8-9 years ago. You know what I mean?
But you didn't silence that movie.
So why silence this one?
And yeah, just because it's hot now doesn't mean that it still wasn't going on. Like,
right. And I mean,
there wasn't shootings going on. It reminds me of like Spider-Man. You know, the Twin Tower thing happened. I mean, that was a sad time. They removed it off the poster, took it out of the movie, stuff like that. But I'm like, it gets all point of control.
We have too much. I don't even across it. We have too much of a trigger reaction to things.
Oh, very much so.
And it happened when we had things happen with accusations with Me Too and different things, where as soon as like Marcus did, okay, fired, bam, bam. Are y'all happy now? Now it's like, okay, let's suspend. Let's step back.
Let's get to the center of it.
I don't feel pulling the movie would have made a difference because the movie wasn't even out yet, so you can't blame the movie for someone's actions.
And that movie could have done well too.
And there's other things coming out that has killing and shooting in it.
Because I'm gonna tell you right now, Snowfall, that hits home, and that's going on right now in the streets,
so what
and they ain't canceling that. That's getting glorification, which I love. I think
pulling it, I feel, was a mistake. If it was still in production, maybe if it had a school shooting or a mass shooting in it,
probably would have.
But are you going to censor true things that are happening?
Because now you say that, I think about this. If you watch Sons of Anarchy on FX, they had a school shooting in the show. Literally, a kid took the gun from one of the drug cartels and took it into the school and shot. They did nothing to that. No. They literally addressed it, talking about how it was a serious issue at the end of the show. That's it.
And at that time, we already had the shooting at the mall, at the movie theater. We already had Vegas happen. And so what are you going to do?
It's doing too much.
So I think we tend to pick and choose how we display our outrage on certain things. But I feel that once you start muffling entertainment, that goes back to trying to say music has caused this. It's not the cause. So then what you're gonna do? Pull Grand Theft Auto?
Video games?
Are you gonna pull that? So are you gonna pull Fortnite?
No.
It's still
What's
out
that other
there.
game they play? Roblox?
A whole tournament for Fortnite you can win money playing. So will you pull that? But you're gonna pull a movie? Come on.
You know, they step on a few toes, but they
absolutely
try to leave out the pinky and the big one. But yeah, guess what? I like to talk about some of these great trailers we got, because there's not, like we said, it's not a lot of movie news. There's nothing to really cue you in. You know, Marvel is killing it. DC needs to do better. Disney has all their great shows coming out, Mandalorian, all that good stuff. But some of these hot trailers, and one that dropped today is, I was shocked because at school I get no service, so I'm kind of out of touch with reality. So when I step outside school, it's like, whew, I missed all this stuff going on. And the first thing I saw was their Bad Boy trailer. And I think you talked about it. We talked about it before the show. Will Smith being on the hot street.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you think about what's going on with Will Smith right now, his whole entire family, the Smith franchise, is a hot commodity.
Yes.
And the kickoff, I think, was really Red Table Talk with his wife. It was like when that really took off, they start looking at the whole family individually talented and what they have going on. Will Smith has this coming out right now. Gemini Man coming out. There's a new trailer for Gemini Man that came out recently. He did Aladdin.
Mm-hmm.
He has another cartoon coming out where he's playing
Oh
a
yeah,
spy.
that spy that's owned by Disney.
That's coming out, I think, later on this year.
In Christmas.
Right. And then in Gemini Man, his son's song, Icon made his the theme song for the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Come on now.
Oh,
Willow right back is on tour doing music.
And I remember he was on a downward spiral. He was like Aftermath. And
Jada is
7 pounds.
in the new movie with Morgan Freeman and the dude about the president being almost killed. The Kingdom Has Fallen.
Okay.
Jada's in that as a main character.
Yeah, get your money.
So get your money up, right?
Yeah. Hey, Smith is on the fire. And by the way, Aladdin was a really good movie. They made over $1 billion. So
yeah, so no matter what people say,
run it back, Mike. I haven't never seen this trailer, so all this gonna be new to me. Look, everybody got a teaser. I ain't even see nothing.
Yeah, it's good.
Oh, I gotta see this, man, because it's.
It looks like it's almost that type of Lethal Weapon feel where Martin Lawrence's character wants to retire.
Mm-hmm.
And
he did want to do the last movie and the first movie.
And Mike Lowry is still hardcore. He seems like something has hardened him, though. I don't know what's going on. Because, the last Bad Boys, he was involved with Martin Lawrence's sister, who was played by Gabrielle Union.
With that show that failed on TNT.
I thought it got picked back up.
No, they canceled it. They canceled it. I thought they were bringing it back, and they dropped it.
Okay. And so I don't know what's going on with this.
What? Watch and learn. Sir, I realize that you're scared. Sometimes.
See, and this is the.
I think you got this soul.
One thing I gotta say about Bad Boys, I love about Bad Boys 2 was a comedy. The thing is, Martin has been out of the limelight for a while. Does that type of comedy still work? Because when Kevin Hart does it, I just scream inside like.
I think the reason why it works is because Martin's not too kitschy though with it. He's matured with it, and it's always been that way with them in this franchise. So it's not anything new.
Because people love the trash. The second one, I thought it was.
I liked it.
I thought it was a great movie.
I thought it was good.
I
thought it was good.
The pool scene when the dog pulls the thing and Martin and them flow into the river. Hilarious.
We'll pull ourselves over later.
That was a good one. I hope that wasn't the. Oh, that was a good one.
About the glasses. I've been telling your ass for a year.
Jesus, when did the last movie come out? Didn't it come out like in 2005 or something like that?
It came out a long time ago.
Man. What?
But
what's up with Hollywood? Just be like, okay, all of a sudden, like let's get these sequels popping to old movies that should have had sequels.
Think about what's coming out right now. This is going to be the next 2-3 years is nothing but sequels and remakes. Rambo coming out. You have this coming out. Saw number 9 coming out. Conjuring coming out, Candyman being remade. This is a whole bunch of remakes happening right now.
I like the good remake, but it just be like these in between sequels. I'd be like, yo,
Charlie's Angels coming out. I actually like that trailer.
Man, I talked about that trailer and I said, my word, that was hard to watch.
You think it was hard to watch?
You liked it?
I thought it was pretty cool.
I like it. I wouldn't say the way that they're doing it with the whole Bosley is a organization or whatever. That's why they're all connected, and I like how they kind of made Kirsten Dunst look more feminine. Like most of her movies, they want to make her a tomboy.
Oh yeah, you mean Kristen Stewart?
I mean, why I say Kirsten Dunst? Ooh, she hasn't been in a movie in a while. Kristen Stewart, and then I like my girl off of Aladdin. I can't think of her name to save my life.
Yeah,
but she's good. It looks interesting. We're gonna see.
What I like about it is I need people to give respect to Elizabeth Banks. Directing and writing. She has made a career real quietly. Her hand has been in a lot of movies.
Yeah, and coming from where she came from, just being on, how.
And still comedically funny in a movie. So people need to give that give her some credit.
Now, I will be one of those people to say I did not like Pitch Perfect. What, 3 she directed?
I didn't like part 3.
I didn't like
but
it.
I liked the first 2.
I give her credit for
the first 2. I think they had to close it out, just kind of like, let's close the story out and do what we have to do.
Yeah, man, let's get this money.
But I'm excited about Bad Boys. Bad Boys, I am really excited about.
It's good to see Will on top, man, because I thought his career was over, man. When he was hitting a bump, and I was just like,
have you seen the trailer for Gemini Man? The new trailer for Gemini Man?
No, I haven't seen the new trailer.
I think it's a new one. I don't know, but I like it.
I mean, it looks interesting. It looks like they touch up the CGI a little bit.
It looks a hell of a lot better than it was when
and
we
they're
first
promoting
saw
it like crazy. Oh, they are trying to ride that Will Smith wave of
You have to.
Whatchamacallit? What's that movie? Genie, man, because nobody a year ago we said Aladdin's come out. We said, ha, yeah, right. And we said Will Smith, ha, yeah, right.
But I told y'all. I said, I'm telling you, the Smith family is a motherfucking.
They're on fire.
It's like they showing you that we haven't went anywhere.
They got that Matrix reboot. I hope Jada up in there.
I doubt it.
Oh dang, get that money, Jada.
I doubt it.
But yeah, what else trailer we got? Oh, the Joker. It snuck up on us. That snuck up on me too.
There's already Oscar buzz for the.
Ooh, I told y'all,
Some
man.
people aren't really loving this, but I'm liking this direction.
I like it that there's a dark, it's more of a dark tale of the Joker.
What I don't like is comparing all the Jokers. You can't compare, when you think about the Joker movies, none of them have been the same.
No, it's whatever the movie is trying to focus on.
Exactly.
So we have the psychotic one on The Dark Knight. Then we had more of the comedic one with whatever his name is.
Jared Leto?
No, that other guy. That's dark comedy, I guess. You want to do that satanic. Or rapid, or he was a cool rapping. I'm talking about the Joker one, like what's his name?
Jack Nicholson. I think all the Jokers have been pretty dark.
Yeah, his was just funny when he's like dancing and he like painting when he's like painting on the walls. Like, what's going on here?
Jared Leto was more gangsterish.
I like this. I like this.
But I liked it. I think considering for Suicide Squad and the craziness of
what they
it,
gave him,
and to have Harley Quinn. And the way she was, you needed Jared Leto like that.
I thought it was
out of everything in the movie, I liked Will Smith's character. I liked Harley Quinn, and I liked Jared Leto. That's it.
They should have gave Jared Leto more because he was killing that role.
I think he was doing some other stuff that why they didn't want to focus too much on him in the movie.
This looks really interesting. Just from the fact is we get to see that he was a failed comedian. And I think it's interesting that he's hooking up with Zazzy Beats. Is that how you say it now?
For my whole life, I didn't know if I even really.
I mean, you have to just shout out his acting ability, though. Joaquin is.
He's good.
He's a true character actor.
I never knew he was that good until I.
And when you think about the friendships, he was friend with Heath Ledger. He was friend with all those people. I mean, those people.
Hung out in them circles that knew how to get it, that know how to take it to that place.
Absolutely.
I think,
but that's the sad thing, though, when you think about the people who were great, who've passed away, who killed themselves, who were able to dig deep. Then you worry about those type of tortured actors like that. So
I love that when you have movies like this or like those small type of indie type of films and not the big rah type of films. You look at it sometimes and say that. You look at where the actor has or the actress has to dig from to get these. And I was like, yo, it's really an art form. And some people just take it and just smear it and just, do like this half-ass acting that we just eat up. And, like when Tyrese is like complaining about The Rock and shit, you just like, both of y'all are just okay. Well, The Rock really has changed my mind how good he is.
Ooh, if I may.
Go for it.
I saw Hobbs and Shaw.
Okay, go for it.
And as batshit crazy as Tyrese is, because we know he is fucking a lunatic, I understand his frustration with this movie was produced by Dwayne Johnson and what's his Statham? What's his name?
Jason Statham.
Both of them produced this movie.
Smart. It is
so
smart.
They both pulled away. Who came in the Fast franchise at the tail end? They weren't even at the beginning.
Okay.
Tyrese been there from day one.
So let me tell you this. This is the most interesting thing because I've always been one of those people that.
But let me say this.
Okay,
so they've been there. So you think about it. You have folks who's been there from day one, and y'all come in probably movie three or four, right? Because the Rock came in at 5, and there's only 8 made so far, right? Because there's 9. They're working on 9 right now. So you come in on 5, dude come in on 6, and y'all gonna pull away?
Okay.
On it, and then when you see the movie, to me, it is not a Fast and Furious movie.
Okay.
At all.
Okay. I haven't seen Hobbs and Shaw, but this is I'm gonna tell you because I'm a closet Fast and Furious fan. I hate to admit it. I've seen all the movies, know all the lore, and follow everything from Tokyo Drift where everybody pans, which I actually enjoyed.
That's some stupid shit.
But
I hated it.
So the first one came out, it was a surprise hit. The second one came out, it was trash, and the one thing that they complained about the most was Tyrese. All right. So what they did was let's reboot it and go straight to DVD, Tokyo Drift. So they said, okay, it made a lot of money overseas, and they was like, okay, Universal's like, we can reboot this, and that's when you have like the retooling of how they become like heist people, which in the fourth one, literally Tyrese was in one movie, and they happened to want to bring him back for Summer 5, but The Rock was literally the focal point of that movie, and the growth in money wise from 4 to 5 to 6 to 7.
I'm not knocking that. I'm not knocking that at all.
You know, The Rock comes in there was like, look at these numbers, man.
I'm not knocking that, and I am not disrespecting what they've done. But to me, it is not part of the franchise.
But you know what the complaint was? The complaint was that Vin Diesel was jealous that Rock was getting more of the attention, but you see why Rock got the attention is because he's more of the charismatic one, the reason why he's pushing the box office numbers. And that's the feud, and then the Tyrese comes in like, oh, you messing up my brother. If you think
about how much he's on screen, the last one was nothing.
Who, The Rock? Oh, yeah, he was on nothing, and that movie was
He was in the hospital,
and
everyone else did everything.
And I hated that movie. God, I hated that movie.
What I'm saying is this, though.
But continue.
The talent... You know, Vin writes, he directs, he produces. Vin has always been that threat from jump. My issue is this with Hobbs and Shaw.
It looks like a terrible movie.
It's beautiful. The action is slightly too over the top. It showcases a few of Jason Statham's cars. Okay, thanks.
Get that money, Jason.
That's it. You know, a few fast cars that they use and big trucks and big things. Some things just like, Rock, you ain't that strong.
Oh, you know that. When he picked up the thing in jail, I was like, oh, get out of here, dog.
But I mean, it's cool. But what I don't like
cliche,
is when you hype because they have a lot of that cliche. Like I don't like with Deadpool dude.
Ryan Reynolds.
What worries me about him is they always give him kitschy type of stuff.
Always. And that's what he becomes.
The Rock always has meathead kitschy type of shit.
Who, you talking about The Rock?
Yeah.
Oh, but man.
It's smart, but it's like they took a real comedic role with this, and with Fast, you had bits of comedy, but you also saw the seriousness in a lot of stuff.
Yeah, now they're overdoing
that I liked. But this was a lot of...
It gets more ridiculous as it goes.
There's a lot of... Like, they're too dynamic. Okay, y'all don't like each other, but it was a lot of...
It was just like a tongue-in-cheek moment.
It was too much tongue-in-cheek.
But you know what? You blame the Universal because Universal's the one who came up with that idea.
And to have Ryan Reynolds in the movie.
Oh, he's in the movie?
And to have Kevin Hart in the movie.
Who?
Yeah.
Kevin Hart's in Hobbs and Shaw?
Yeah, and Ryan Reynolds.
Oh.
So
I have to see this movie just so I can laugh.
And Ryan Reynolds is Ryan Reynolds.
It sounds ridiculous.
Ryan Reynolds, but when you watch it, there's 2 post-credit endings. That's somewhat important, I guess, because they're going to do another movie with Hobbs and Shaw. It made so much money.
Oh, it's going to make.
They're going to do another one. But what I'm saying is, to me, it's not part of Fast. It's its own franchise.
Thing, and that's going to be stupid.
It was beautiful. It was great. What I don't like is when people hype up certain people, like, yeah, Mark is in this movie, and you have no lines. So why are you hyping this person? The wrestler dude, what's his name? Mike, you can help me. The guy who had a cancer, he's in wrestling, like real WWE wrestler, who plays like his cousin in the movie. They keep hyping him up in everything. The Rock and this dude's in the movie. The young man literally has sounds he makes, but there's no words.
Oh, wow.
They have a fight scene where everybody see in the previews where they're together fighting. Other than that, he doesn't show up in the movie until towards the end, and he has literally no lines.
It just sounds ridiculous.
So you have other actors who've been acting forever in the movie, who are good actors who are playing your actual brother in the movie. You say nothing about, and the culture's beautiful, Samoa, all that great, but you hype up one person who literally has no lines.
I mean, it's you saw that in the trailer, and I'm just like,
and you barely see him in the movie.
You know they do that. You know,
I hate that.
That's Universal doing its best.
At least when you have other actors who are like, and so, they have a little bit, they have an impact and they're gone.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But I'm like, what? Really? Okay. It was cool, but I was like, oh, I saw it, but I'm like, I need to watch the movie before I come to the show. I haven't seen anything, but I was like, That
just doesn't make any sense to me. But in other news, also The Rock is killing it in Ballers. If you think, man, he's really
killing it in Ballers.
Oh man, he's killing. I mean,
he needs his respect for what he's doing.
For what he done from the beginning of Ballers to now, I was like, ooh, that is character development.
No, he's doing a really good job. He's doing a really good job. He's making his money. But yeah.
So what is next on the docket of the beautiful trailers we got to talk about? I think it's one more. Don't even worry about it. I don't want to talk about neither one of them. I don't want to talk about either one of them because that Terminator trailer looks terrible. I mean, it looks horrible, and I'm just like, wow.
Run that trailer. I want you to see how terrible it looks.
Oh man, the CGI. I'm like, who paid for this? I mean, it's 2019. There should be no such thing as bad CGI.
I think the problem is with the bad CGI is everyone is forced to put their movies out and let people know it's coming. Just like with Gemini Man, when it came out, we were like, and Sonic the Hedgehog. It was like, what the shit is that?
Oh, yeah, that shit was gross. It was terrible.
They're forced to put it out, you know?
It was supposed to be Judgment Day. But I changed the future.
Ooh.
Saved 3 billion lives.
She's a super Terminator.
For you.
No. You may have changed the future.
It looks like Terminator Salvation.
Change our fate.
Like, is it still? Look at this. Look at that. Does anybody even think Terminator is interesting anymore?
I actually do.
You think it's interesting?
I do.
Okay. As long as you think so. I just really wanted to pose that question.
I think the reason why is Terminator. Okay, so.
But I watch all of them. That's the pattern.
This the thing. When you connect Terminator, iRobot, Matrix with the whole technology and how things are advancing, it makes you think this shit can really truly happen.
Yeah.
So when this happens, you're like, shit, because technology.
That's true.
So you think about robots right now, that look like humans with the skin and all that. You think about how far-fetched. This is not really far-fetched if you think about it.
That's true.
And it's always been that way.
Hollywood.
Now the time travel part of it, you can't be mad about that because they've been doing it with this movie. Mm-hmm. So, but it's really not that far-fetched, huh?
It just. I mean, man, it's like
the CGI has been jacked up to me from jump.
Me and you talked about this with Howard and I'm gonna tell you this. It's kind of how Men in Black was. It's like, I've seen it already. Why is this interesting anymore? Like, I feel like I've seen Terminator fights already. Literally in the second movie, the third movie, Terminator Salvation, and that crappy one that they just did a couple years ago. It's like, I've seen Arnold return. It's like, what's interesting about this anymore?
I think the interesting thing about this is
that it's connected to the first two.
It's the fact of you keep changing. You're trying to change the outcome, and it's not changing.
But they try to disconnect from the other movies so much, and it's just like, how many times are you going to give me, this is not connected?
I think it's why they brought her back, because you had to. You had to bring Sarah Connor back.
I mean, oh my God, it's just.
We'll see. You're riding the wave of let's get this money. They probably already had these movies contracted out that they have to get done, and Arnold is old.
Yeah, he is old, but he looks good.
But he looks good.
He looks good with a beard.
He's doing his thing.
I mean, the beard does change people, but yeah, he looks real good. Him and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Okay.
However you say his name.
Schwarzenegger.
Schwarzenegger. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think that's it for the trailers for today. And then what were you watching today that you want to educate the people out there to be tuning in to?
Like what I'm watching right now.
Mm-hmm.
Finishing up Handmaid's Tale.
Gotta catch on that.
It's so disturbing. I finished Orange Is the New Black. Of course, I think I told her that the last time.
I finally caught up.
Yeah, I wasn't really happy about that. I just think my issue with entertainment right now is everything becomes we must have a social issue in the storyline.
Oh, yes.
And
it's
I think
disgusting.
I think you can do it the right way if you spread it out.
Like
and
how they forced it on this season with
it was just way too much because you're trying to finish the
stories out.
The series. And I think it had way too many issues in one season.
Like, how can you introduce that and you're the ending season?
It could have been said.
It should be the closeout season of everybody's story. Like, okay, let's wrap
I think
up
it could have easily. They could have
part.
had all those issues
minus that issue
from jump.
I would have loved even if they had just removed the black lady who became warden and just put what's his name in there, Caputo. Just let him be the warden, and it deals what it is, the wrapping up everybody's story.
Well, no, Caputo can't because That would
have been great how they like literally could have removed him from being the warden and him affecting the lives of all these women, and that was his falling point, and that's how the season.
That's too much of a happy ending.
Oh, he loses his job because of the. Oh, I haven't watched the last episode.
Finish the episode.
God dang it!
So
okay, I spoke too soon.
And I've been doing a bunch of stuff on Netflix. I watched I Am Mother the other day.
Okay.
And season 3 of Van Helsing,
which I didn't know about.
Yeah, I found it after season 1 already came out. And I was watching season 1 and 2 back to back, and it's a Walking Dead with vampires.
I mean, I'll watch it. I mean, it was more interesting. I want to say
it's pretty interesting. Okay, it's a nice departure from zombies, but it's Van Helsing killing vampires, and it's all about girl power. I'm telling you that right now.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So
on Van Helsing?
It's a female.
Oh, nice.
Because it's current.
Okay,
she's the bloodline of Van Helsing, so they're vampires. Yeah, and
she's like Selena Kyle,
but she's part vampire in a way.
Like Selena Kyle. Selena Kyle is basically Van Helsing. If you want to be honest, from Underworld.
Yeah,
she's basically Van Helsing. All she does is hunt down vampires.
But in this one, she's like fueled by the ancients. It's some crazy shit.
Sounds interesting.
But it's
okay. I'm ready to watch.
It's a nice show. It's a good show to watch. It's only 3 seasons right now.
Be honest, I am a fan of the Hugh Jackman one.
I thought it was.
I was like, oh,
I liked it.
Good.
I liked it.
Like, this is cool. A lot of movies that people thought were terrible back in like that 2005-ish thing, and they re-released now, it would make a killing. Bad Boys 2 would make a killing. Like, what's that other movie that man, I thought about this the other day. I can't even think about it. It's literally a terrible movie to everybody. Oh, Mission Impossible 2 and 3. Both pan those movies. Release them now. They'll make about over $500 million. They'll make a killing.
Easy.
And they were really entertaining movie. Just releasing a bad time where everybody took things serious. But what I've been watching is Snowfall, which is some of the greatest TV on. I mean, I know it. In times you just think about why are you glorifying crack, and I'm just like, it's not even glorifying that. It's just seeing how he works, which is really interesting. And I don't glorify anything like that, but also the play of, like, I told somebody, it's basically like an insight of people's lives and just the consequences that are like how their consequence affect everybody around them. And it's like a real life stating of like the cop and what he's dealing with, and also the police brutality and dealing with a loved one getting introduced to crack and the downfall of their life. It is really just crucial TV. Like, you got power out there, it's not that great, but whatever.
I don't watch that shit.
No, it's not that bad. You shouldn't watch it at all. Yeah,
I don't watch it.
It's pretty cartoony now. It's like tongue in cheek now. But yeah, I got that. Queen Sugar, like always, loving it. Nova's still getting on my nerve.
I know we talked about a movie coming out pretty soon, also called Queenie and Slim, or Slim and Queenie.
Oh, that's that black film.
Yeah, we talked about that, I think, before. That's coming out pretty soon as well.
I want to see that.
So I mean, I think 2019 summer there was some great previews for movies coming up. It's going to end pretty strong.
I hope so, because the summer was weak to me. Could have been better.
You know what? The summer gave you things to look forward to coming up. You know what I mean? And
not
I think
the movies.
Not the movies, but what's coming up.
Exactly.
And what we thought we were going to do awful didn't do bad at all.
That is true.
They made lots of money.
Disney is still killing it in global
and
empire.
I finally saw Spider-Man Far From Home.
Oh, it's so
and I said on the last show I was on with Howard Howe,
he's like, damn, Spider-Man.
Disney don't need, what the fuck you need Spider-Man for? And the way I like the movie.
It incorporates everything.
I was worried about how they did Mysterio. I was really worried about how they did him.
Oh, so good. So great.
And I like Jake Gyllenhaal, but I was just worried about how they were going to do Mysterio because, they never
Quinn
tend to do
Beckett,
things the right way.
Mm-hmm.
But the way it ended
What's interesting?
I was like, shit.
Yeah, man, and now it's like, damn, the Disney.
So I
brand
see why they're holding out, because the way it ended, you're setting up for more to come. If they don't have more to come, it's almost like you're gonna have to do something.
So Disney they have so much coming out. Like we know what they have all.
Yeah.
We don't have to repeat it. They can literally kill off Spider-Man and say he died and keep going their brand. Sony is so wrapped up in that they cannot build off of this Spider-Man with how
I agree with you.
Literally everything is tied in. So if Spider-Man's swinging out and like all the cops are after him, it's like, why are they after Spider-Man? Why are they no Spider-Man? It's literally tied to Disney. You have to tie it in some type of way.
And I think
good movie though. Great
it
movie.
was really good, but I think, just the way they ended it, I can see why, if I'm just speculating, why Disney is holding on like, no, you can't have it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I see why you can say
because
that's a moneymaker right here.
One, but the thing is, what they're doing is, if you can't use S.H.I.E.L.D., if you hold on to Spider-Man, you can't use S.H.I.E.L.D. because S.H.I.E.L.D. is over here with Disney.
So what is he just
you
out
can't
there?
Use
Tony Stark. You can't use what's
you
his
can't
name?
use anything.
What's his name?
Samuel Jackson.
Happy Hogan.
You can't use any
None
of
about
them. So what are you gonna do?
No, Spider-Man becomes a genius all of a sudden and creates everything. I mean, hey man, it's I don't know. At the end of the day,
and then can they
Disney,
even mention his name in a Marvel movie?
Who knows, man?
You know what I mean?
We had that wall guy that would swing around.
So he may end up being someone that has to go into witness protection and fades away. Because the way it ended, I mean, if you've seen it already, the way it ended.
Oh, on that cliffhanger,
him
it was
getting
nice.
accused.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh shit.
I hope nobody falls for that.
But let me tell you what I think is amazing about what I loved about the movie, and the deeper thought into it. When Jake Gyllenhaal was laying there supposedly dying, because you never know, right?
Mm-hmm.
How he says people believe anything.
Oh, that's.
I was like, shit.
We talked about it. I don't think Mike was here that episode. Literally, when I reviewed it, when I was talking about myself, well, I was talking to myself and I was answering back and I was letting people know that. I was like, yo, the deeper meanings of like, this is what society is right now.
Yeah, they'll believe anything.
We'll believe anything that's on TV and literally will not research for ourselves. So that is the bad part.
I had that rant the other day on my IG.
I connected it to Chernobyl. I read nothing about Chernobyl. Saw the show and I was like, oh, I know everything now.
Yeah,
and I was like, no,
you don't.
You
need to read up on it.
And that's what I do
Yeah.
usually. But I'm just like, it's just very interesting. But
Yeah.
you hear preaching the word.
But
Education
like,
is important.
When
Reading
he
is
said
important.
that, I was like, that's true. So when the way it ended,
Yeah, you like, oh man, you killed this guy, Spider-Man. Screw you.
and his name is,
Peter Parker.
like, who really dies can tell you so clearly.
That is a basically fuck you straight to your face, and you're like, oh shit.
but also,
And I got the girl all of a sudden. Oh.
and it shows you just how naive. I felt bad. I can see why people connect with Spider-Man.
He's so
Sweet.
naive.
He's just
so
trying
naive.
really hard.
You're such a good guy.
And and you still get fucked over.
Oh yeah, man. It's like
right.
That's
so,
and that's why I love Spider-Man, because he was the guy that you could relate to. Because it was like, damn, as good as he was, shit always went bad. Even on the game, it's like, damn, shit always goes bad for this guy.
Always, yeah.
Oh, I hate to use that word, but yeah, stuff always goes bad. But yeah, that's it for the show today.
Yeah,
nothing really else to talk about. Dave Chappelle comedy is out there.
Loved
You
it.
should go watch it. He offends all y'all.
It's called Sticks and Stones. So what does that mean, people?
Don't let it break your bones,
It's
babies.
Sticks and Stones.
But yeah, it was a great
words
show.
shall never hurt you, but y'all acting real hurt behind them words.
Even if you don't think his comedy style is funny, if you watch the show, it's just his narration of just talk. There is basically like a conversation in joking matters. He's like having a conversation about things that's going on. It's
I think
like
the
really
best way to
interesting.
describe it would be you go back to the era of a George Carlin, Whoopi Goldberg stand-up comedy, Billy Crystal stand-up comedy, other comics who brought social issues into everything they brought to the stage, made you laugh, but also gave you a message. My favorite stand-up special by Whoopi Goldberg she did was straight out of New York, and she had 5 different characters she did. A little girl who wanted to have long, luxurious blonde hair, a prostitute, a crackhead, a young girl who did her own abortion. It was real for the 80s. The
She was talking about
issue,
some heavy stuff,
stuff,
going on,
and it was funny. But then at the tagline of it was like, "Damn, she gut punched you." So you're laughing through the whole thing, and then she gut punched you. Next character, she gut punched you.
Oh, I
You
like
know
it
what
that
I
they
mean?
have a theme. I do like that.
And
too.
she had one who was a weed head and just like a hippie weed head, but then she gut punched you like shit. And it was what it related to what was going on in the 80s, the drug
Yeah,
epidemic,
the drug era, crack
prostitution,
era, prostitution,
young black
abortion.
young black girls not seeing themselves in anything,
hippies
toys, anything
having
like
sex
that.
and having abortions. Yep,
All
that
kind,
was
and
going
not
on.
getting the help you need.
That's true.
So you trying, and so it touched on what the world was talking about.
So what is the world talking
And it
about?
had one
Everything
about
Dave
it had
Chappelle.
one who was one character had AIDS.
Mhm.
So it's like it touched on
All
what we talked
topics.
about,
Mhm.
and that's what comedy was the tragedy of real life to
And
make
the
you
com-
laugh at
mhm.
the shit you're going through.
Yeah, you're like, damn, that is fucked up. I am
And
dying
why
out
should
here.
anyone be off limits to what we're talking about?
Mhm. Like I talk about what I was talking about earlier with Mike was talking about these kids. They love to talk about each other, but it's like at the end of the day, you should take a look at yourself. No one's dissecting you, but guess what? You're being mean to somebody else.
Yeah,
It's not that funny.
yeah.
But after a while, we
The
have to laugh
social
about
media,
it.
social media has allowed people to be Black Mirror bullies.
Oh yeah.
And they sit behind a screen. They don't research. They don't do their own reading. They take a
I hear what somebody
tagline.
else says.
They see a headline and they run with it. And what I cannot stand, and I will not get on my soapbox behind
Yeah,
this.
stand on there.
God did it yesterday, and my live got deleted. I don't know what happened, but it got deleted.
The people
Was
watching.
the people watching. What I don't like is
Keep one out
just
like
because we don't
CBS.
agree, why should I attack you behind it?
Mhm.
So you don't have to care what's going on.
Mhm.
So because you don't care, you're a bad person.
Yeah, you shouldn't be offended. Oh,
I don't have to jump on what you're mad about this week. There's so much shit going on.
There's so much other stuff.
I
going
don't
on.
want to talk about it. So if I want to talk about butterflies, don't come and tell me. Don't you? I don't care. I know what's going on.
I'm talking about the bees over here, man.
Y'all don't. Let me talk about sunshine
I
and
like it.
sunflowers.
I like it, man.
So
I like it. Ooh, it's like I was preaching. I ain't about to be long. I ain't gonna talk about it. Me and
So-
Shantae was on that realness. That man, that's some real conversation.
It
It's
is,
amazing
it
how the
is.
thing, how life works. Like you're having that conversation, and I'm having that
Yeah,
conversation.
it's
and I'm
out
pretty sure
there.
there's a lot of people having that same conversation. But they're gonna hear us.
Absolutely.
They're gonna hear us.
yeah.
But yeah, you know what it is. Intermission. By the way, we will be coming soon. Are we gonna talk about that now? Or talk about it?
so we're not weekly.
Not weekly,
so-
bi-weekly, busy schedule.
Not next week, but following week we'll be back again at 6:30
Mm-hmm.
on the Wednesday after next.
Not next Wednesday, the following.
And starting in October,
Mm-hmm.
we'll be going
To the weekend.
to the weekend on Saturdays, 10:30 in the morning.
Mhm.
We'll be doing the first and third Saturdays.
Yes. And we might make the weekly if y'all tune in a little bit more, because there should be no excuses.
No, we're not. We're gonna
You're
keep
not
it,
working.
We doing first and
You
third.
got your fresh thing of coffee. You
We're
scrolling
doing-
through Facebook like, oh, man,
Ignore all he's saying. We doing first and third.
oh yeah, okay, first and third.
We
yeah.
may do longer shows for y'all though, but
Mhm.
that way we can take time in the week, actually watch a movie.
Yeah, and actually digest some
and
of the
talk
stuff going
and talk
on.
about it fresh off the presses and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So
we're having Saturday morning.
one
coffee
more
with
show
y'all.
for September,
Mhm.
and then we'll be hitting you every other
We'll
week
see you.
in
We'll see
October.
you. You know, we'll see you in October. We might have some hot chocolate. It might be cold. Hopefully,
Shit,
Maybe.
it's Texas. It's gonna be
Texas.
hot.
It's gonna be hot as shit. I might have some water.
It's gonna be hot.
But yeah, y'all stay classy and share this podcast. You know, share it to everybody, your friends, your family, your coworkers, kids. They watch it. They'll watch it.
Yeah.
They're YouTube stars. They'll watch it. Take it easy.
Bye. Y'all.